Damn. I tell you right now, I feel like a preacher up in this motherfucker.
That's why I wear only tank tops on the set. I ain't
Can I
crazy.
get an amen?
I ain't crazy.
Talking about the chicken dinners that's gonna be sold after church.
We need to take a collection of vacuum cleaners, bro. So,
Everybody good?
Yep. When they see us out with who they speak about, they like us that.
Mic check. We are hot right now. This sounds good. All right. Practicing bad habits. You got your man Fee in the building. Hey, what up, baby?
yo, what's good?
Yo, we got big time boxing promoter, Mr. Jason Bryant on set today. What up, Jay?
Oh man, what's going on?
Listen, you know you big time when you got the brown and the cigar popping off. Listen, this is like a high end country club right now. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, fuck Don King.
You know,
we got J Rock and
This lifestyle didn't start until maybe 5 years ago.
But I like what you said, lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that is
It's a
a
lifestyle.
that's a level that you
Yes.
you know that's your comfort zone right there. When you get to this point of the day, you know what you worked hard all week.
Right.
Correct.
And you know, and I look at a cigar and it might cost $30, $40.
So what?
And I said, you know what? I put in 13 hours in one day.
Not only that, you're a boxing promoter.
And I'm a boxing promoter.
You're basically running your own franchise.
Yes.
Your own sports franchise.
Yes.
Nothing short of the Lakers, nothing short of the Cowboys, nothing
Yes.
short of any professional team out there.
Right.
What is that experience like?
Well, you know, the difference between a franchise like the Lakers or somebody like they actually sign players, but I don't have any fighters that I actually sign.
Yeah.
But they do yet.
Yeah.
But they do fight on my cards. And that's one of the goals that I have is to sign a fighter, but I'm just not in position to do that yet.
Okay.
You know, but I'm definitely working on it. The more the money to come in, then I might be able to do something like that.
And speaking of, the more money comes in, and we're not being unstructured. We're going to get into the
Right,
details of
right.
the questions and everything. It's just we're having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I wanted to ask was, it's a large investment to commit to becoming a boxing promoter.
Oh man, listen.
Just the initial investment, just the confidence that it takes. Talk to me, Jason.
Man, I've been called broke. He don't have no money. He don't have this. Oh, you can't do that.
How did you overcome all that doubt?
Well, the thing is, my money goes into the boxing. It don't go into the other, activities that people on the side want. Me putting money into my boxing business is more important than anything else, other than my son Jaleel.
Now, where did that confidence come from to pursue something like this?
Always been athletic. Always been a competitor. I was always a jack of all trades.
Of all the sports you
Of all the
played,
sports.
which one pushed you the hardest and got the best out of you?
I was real good in basketball.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I would have taken you for a football player, but okay.
I was Big 15 here in Pennsylvania.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
In high school,
yeah.
that's a big deal.
Right. I was real good, but I had a change of mind. I went to a Sixers game in high school and realized how tall those basketball players were.
Absolutely.
And I was like, damn, they don't look like the guys from the neighborhood.
So like, where they found these monsters?
Yeah, like, damn, Maurice Cheeks looked like he was 10 feet tall. He was the point guard, you know? So that's when I decided, you know what, football might be your avenue because it's more opportunity, it's more positions. It was just a better, you play football, it was just a better opportunity for me to make anybody's team.
What position did you play?
Well, in high school, I was a running back.
Oh, damn, you're a big running back.
Yeah, I was a running back, and I played defensive end.
Okay.
Right.
So what
Got some similarities.
Yeah.
you play for high school?
I went to Stilton High School. We call it Still High. I played defensive end. I actually made first team, all defensive end, like first team mid-pen.
Now, let me give you a shout out because Pennsylvania is one of those states that's incredibly competitive when it comes to sports in the high school aspect of things. So for you to say these things, that's a big deal.
I mean, I lined up across from Kyle Brady.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
That's a big deal.
And that was one of the best defensive games that I had. I mean, McDevitt, Cedar Cliff, Cumberland Valley. See, when I played, we were a single A school, but we played quad A football. Nowadays, they just play single A.
Yeah.
So, but we were brought up like that. We thought that was the right way because we played those teams in Little League. So we thought, well, we're supposed to play them in high school. Nowadays, you know, they have the school playing teams that we never even heard of. You know, single A, double A, and you know.
So Stilton, what was it like growing up in Stilton?
Oh man, it's probably the best still town in America.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure people from Aliquippa will argue that, but Stilton, oh man, it was a family. It was one big family.
Okay.
You know, and you know, family, they fight each other. You know, they argue with each other, but everybody loved each other.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, if something happened, we all came together. You know what I mean? The competition, man, it was nothing for. Put it this way, and I tell people this all the time. They don't believe me. When we played baseball, we had 8 through 13. I could be 8 years old at bat and a 13-year-old pitching to me. You know, as a little kid, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah.
And it was like that in basketball. The only time they separated our ages was football. So we grew up. We had no choice but to grow up tough because we had the older kids on us.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? We always had to prove ourselves. Well, I want to play with them. No, I'll play with you. No, I want to play with the 13-year-old. So we was always competitive in everything we did, and it just resonated with me all through my life.
So after high school, you went college.
Yes, and that right there happened. I'll put it this way: I was being recruited. I got recruited by Rutgers actually.
Okay.
As a running back.
Okay.
And so Dick Anderson, who was the coach then.
So what kind of speed are we talking about here?
My
in the 40.
My fastest 40 time is a 4.53.
That's not bad at all. And
Right.
your height?
6'1".
See, that's what I'm saying. It's a big guy right here running the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's a big guy.
Well, high school I graduated. I was 195, which was a decent size.
But
you know.
still lean and mean.
Lean,
you know?
right, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm standing over at linebacker, seeing this guy coming at me. That's my equal right there, coming
Yeah.
right at me. Yeah,
Yeah.
Another train.
Right. But yeah. So I was told to go to what is it? The not junior college, the prep school.
Okay.
And I was like, you know, James Madison, and then I had the state schools, and I was actually supposed to. IUP was going to just take me regardless.
Okay.
I didn't want to go to IUP, even though they were a powerhouse. I just didn't want to play football in Pennsylvania no more. So after that, I was like, you know what? Forget school. I'm gonna join the military.
Okay.
Went to the Marines, talked to them, signed. I took a test, got my physical done, swore in.
And then?
And then
I got a letter from Morehouse because I had applied to them,
Okay.
and they denied me. So I said, "But at the time, I didn't know what their background was like. You know, academically, like they real strict." So I was like, "Well, damn! If a black college won't take me, so I'm going to the service." But then I got that letter to go to summer school. I was like, "Oh!" So I talked to my mother, and we went down there, and I went to summer school, did very well, got recommendations from the teachers, and submitted another application with their recommendations on top of it, and they accepted me.
Hey, there you go, man.
So-
Things work out.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was listening to Reverend Jamal Bryant. He had a similar story because you know he didn't graduate high school either. Like he had to wait, and somehow he got into Morehouse, like by the skin of his teeth. And we were all in summer school together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were all in summer school together. Jamal Bryant. I don't know if you know Wesley Muhammad. He's the minister of information for Farrakhan. But we were all in summer school together, same floors, same dorm, argue and debate all night.
Wow.
And it's crazy because now I see them, and they're big time now.
yeah.
But you're on your trajectory as well.
Right,
You're
right.
a man that wear many different hats, have worn many different hats,
yeah.
and continue to do so. Yeah. One of the ones that you've also worn on our build up to your fighting promotion history is you were also the mayor Well, you ran for mayor of Stilton.
Yeah.
Give me a little background on that,
Well,
because that's ambitious. I mean,
Right.
you're an ambitious man.
right. Well, of course, I grew up in Stilton, like I told you before, and it was just something that was going on in the town that, you know, it was talks amongst the people, but nobody was doing anything about it. I'm the type of guy, I'm gonna do something about
I
it.
hear that.
Yeah.
I said, we doing all this talking, but who's making any moves?
I hear that.
So, got with a couple people, talked, you know, started, put my name out there, ran the primary, won the Democratic primary, and then I had to go against a Republican who's been the mayor there for like years. And if our people would have came out and voted,
So they voted someone back in that they were complaining about the entire damn time?
because a lot, believe it or not, now I told you on this podcast, I'm giving it to them.
Give it to them.
I ain't holding shit
You
back.
have no
This is
reason
what this
to.
is for, bro.
That's right.
Floor is yours, my brother.
That's right. So a lot of black people in Stilton are conditioned.
It's a strong word. I like it.
Conditioned. You know what I mean? So
In what way?
they're conditioned, you know, looking up to white people as leaders. You know, it's not right unless it's white. You know what I mean?
Now, would that date back to the history of that community?
Yes.
Because there's a lot more going on in the world where people would be more attracted to other aspects of life. So when you say condition, that means this is a history of something.
It's a history, and I said Stilton, the greatest town I ever, you know, it's one of the
Steel town. Steel town.
greatest steel town.
I heard
in
you
America.
clearly.
Right, but it was also probably the most segregated town.
Stilton.
No, that sounds
yes.
weird. Listen, we are in Pennsylvania, so
listen.
that sounds
Oh, yeah.
a little bit
Oh, yeah.
like, you know,
Listen.
there will be competition for that.
No, the reason why I'm saying it because I'm not from down here.
Right.
So I wouldn't know too much about
So
Stilton.
the reason why you hear so much about Stilton is because of the black athlete.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
A history of
You,
those
you
guys
take the
coming
black
out.
athletes out of Stilton, you'll never hear of Stilton.
Just a
Yeah.
steel town.
Just the steel town.
Yeah.
You know, but when I say condition, okay, so segregation part. We had the east side that was black.
Yeah.
You had Mid Stilton that was white. Then you had certain areas. You had College Hill that was supposed to be the uppity whites.
Okay.
Then you had the projects down at the lower end of Stilton.
Okay.
You had the black bars. You had the white bars. You had the Croatian bars. You had the Italian clubs. You know.
And no one commingled at all.
No, not back then.
Shit.
They do now. I mean, listen, there's a club down there right now. Black folks are allowed in. Two of them.
Still, in this day and age.
The Fifth Ward.
Is that the VFW?
No. The Fifth Ward is the place.
Shit, because I see a lot of,
Right. The Fifth Ward is the
light-skinned
place.
people coming out of that one place.
The
Go ahead, Jay.
Fifth Ward is the one right beside the 320 Club. Right beside it.
That's the one we,
We might have met down there, but it's right beside the 320 Club. And then also you have a club down by St. Mary's Drive. It's a club on Front Street. No blacks are allowed in that private club.
Now,
So when I was running for mayor,
that's what I was going to go back to.
that was one of the places that I wanted shut down.
That's the question I was actually going to ask. When you
Right.
were going to run for mayor, were these
oh,
changes you wanted to see?
Those were the changes I wanted to make, and then that's when no folks was like, "Wait a minute,
You didn't have the backing, Jay.
I didn't have the backing because certain folks were scared,
Yeah.
and they were just scared because at the same time these people were attending these clubs, but they're in your ear telling them not to vote for me.
Jay, when you say conditioned, scared is an understatement. These
Right.
people are programmed to not even speak up in
Right.
in the sense of real issues. So
Right.
that covers a lot of the issues that you had to deal with pursuing that mayoral candidate.
Yeah, and it was the sad part was it was people that watched me grow up, watched me play sports, cheered for me, and then put out bad propaganda on me.
Now, something I get from you, especially the way you just said, watch you grow up, watch you work so hard, but you have an inner dialogue that you don't seem to need anyone to motivate you.
No.
You're self-driven.
No.
You're passionate about what it is that you want, and it seems it's just a matter of what you set your focus to. Am I correct on this assessment?
My motivation comes from people saying that I can't.
Are you crazy enough to also tell yourself that they said it without ever hearing a word, anyone utter those words? Because I do.
I can't wait.
I love it.
Oh, what?
I love it.
Oh, let me show these.
I love
Let
it.
me show these my efforts.
I love it.
What?
And it's been done since I've known you. You've been doing your thing.
Now, that kind of characteristic, I think, would also translate very well into becoming a boxing promoter, looking for that prize fighter, looking for that guy to represent the business that you've built. You know, is that something you also use to gauge people? Do you look for that characteristic, just the strength, that inner motivation in people?
Well, here's the thing. It's a story behind how I became a promoter.
Let's start with that, please.
So, I was living in Atlanta, Georgia for 17 years.
Hot city.
So,
17 years.
17 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. After I played up in Canada, I went back to Atlanta.
Big shout out to Canada. What team did you play for, by
I
the
was
way?
with the Montreal Alouettes
Let's go.
and the BC Lions.
Let's go.
But I won a Grey Cup ring with the Baltimore Stallions.
Man, you've made some rounds. We're not even touching on this. This. I feel cheated.
Hey, look, man,
I feel
25
cheated.
minutes. 25 minutes ain't enough, brother.
Listen,
Nah.
This will have
you
to be
know
a part
what?
2 or something.
Say no more. That's what you took the word. But please continue.
Yeah.
But say no more. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, okay, where was I? Oh yeah. So with the boxing, so I was in Atlanta, and I pretty much ran my course down there. I was like, I want to go back home. My aunts was getting older, my uncles, family, whatever. And so I would call back home, call my brother Keith Sullivan, my brother. Shout out.
Big shout out. Keith.
Biggest supporter. That's my biggest supporter.
Okay.
He's that guy in my ear.
We need more of those.
Yeah. If I'm doing right, he's with me. If I'm doing wrong, he's like, yo, you ain't right, Jay.
Voice of reason.
Right, voice of reason. So I was like, hey, I said, how's the boxing thing going on in Harrisburg? How is that back home? He was like, man, boxing is dead. I was like, down here, man, they doing this, they doing that. So I was around it. Then I signed up to be a boxing official. So I was going to boxing matches, and I was like, man, I said, I could take this back home. So I called Commissioner Hartwick and told him, I said, look, man, we need to start a PAL back in Harrisburg, because they used to have one that was big back in the old days. So he was like,
For anybody that don't know, PAL, that's the police athletic league.
Yeah, the police athletic league.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, man, all right, when you come up here, let's do this, let's do that. Cool. I came up. We went to Philly. We went to South Philly.
Okay.
And him, a couple of his associates or whatever, we go down there, we looking, and the guy down there was like, yeah, well, we really don't do boxing too much. We do the wrestling. And I was like, we're at the wrong place, because this is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
This is boxing all
We
day.
throw them hands around
But
here.
they don't know that, right?
Yeah.
So weeks later, I'm like, yo, what's going on? I found the building, this and that. They're like, but George, it has been a strong supporter.
Yeah.
George Hartwick, Commissioner Hartwick. And he was like, well, got to change the plans. They don't think the boxing's going to be a good idea. So we're going to just go with something else. I was like, oh, boxing not going to be a good idea. So, me.
Yeah.
All right.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
So at the time, I was working at a youth detention center, Schaffner. And, I would talk to the kids or whatever, and they knew I was trying to start a boxing. And one of the kids was like, Mr. Bryant. He said, you know where the Big Ugly Warehouse is at? I was like, yeah, up on 17th Street. He said, go up in there. He said, it's a lot of room. I said, how you know? He was like, oh, I know. Because,
From the inner city.
Yeah, he's from the inner city.
He
right,
knows how it
right.
goes now.
I went up in there. I said, oh, man.
Probably should have asked him for a couple fighters, too. He probably know them knuckle alley guys, too.
Oh, well, so I went up in there, and I went to a flea market, bought me 2 heavy bags.
Mm-hmm.
Then I bought another heavy bag. A couple weeks later, bought another heavy bag.
Start making investments. I see it.
So I had everything I needed. And I called George Hartwick. I said, look, man. I said, I know y'all not doing the PAL with me. I said, but I need a boxing ring. He said, say less. A week later, I had a boxing ring in that gym.
The Big Ugly Warehouse.
The Big Ugly Warehouse.
Wow.
That's what's up.
And the story is amazing how it all came together. From someone, even a young boy, just saying, yo, go check this spot out.
Right.
But the point is also, you were putting that out to the universe.
Right. I put it out to the
The fact that some young boy can tell you that is because you didn't care who was listening. You were putting that out to the universe.
I was putting it out there.
That's the power of it, man. When
Because I kept saying, yo, when y'all get out of here, I said, my boxing gym go be open.
There you go.
Not knowing it was gonna be open.
There you go.
But I was saying, see, if I keep telling myself something,
Yes, bro.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I really truly believe in that, man. You got to speak things into existence.
exactly.
And that's another thing you strike me as
Right.
someone who just say, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and you lock in. Go ahead,
Right.
Adrian.
No. I'm just saying. So, working with kids, what do it do for you? Because I see like I see the love in your eyes in the videos.
It's a rush. It's a rush because now let's get one thing straight.
Talk to me.
I wasn't a professional boxer. So
You had a
people,
passion.
Yeah.
so people say they don't say it now because they seen my work. Well, how he teaching boxing and he played football?
I was
First of
gonna
all,
ask you that.
first of
But
all,
it ain't
you
none
and
of
I
your
both
business,
know
though.
the best coaches were the worst football players. So you don't have to actually be great at anything to be the best at
best,
it at
yeah.
some point.
Exactly.
So continue.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
So, I was actually, so it was a guy in Atlanta. After football. After football, I was 28 years old. So that's young. I was like, I got to find something else to do. I was always a big boxing fan. Everybody grew up in the hood. We all slap box. We all think we can box. So, I was with Xavier Biggs. That's Tyrell Biggs' older brother.
Okay.
Tyrell Biggs was in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember that name.
So I was working with him and, getting the combos and all that, how to, everything. I was like, cause I pay attention and I have a photographic memory when it comes to like physical activity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything he did, I just picked it up. And, but anyway, came back home and, at first I was just the guy that owned the gym. So I had about 6 trainers, Jose, Ricky Clark, Kenneth Muhammad, Pacheco. I could be leaving somebody else out.
You had them ready to go.
A dude named Wayne Thompson. We was loaded. So all these guys were in Harrisburg all those years.
Yeah.
Wasn't no boxing going on.
Diamonds in the rough is what we call those.
So when I came, I believe I woke them up because they're all great trainers.
But they didn't have outlets.
They didn't have outlet, and maybe they wasn't thinking about it. Maybe
But
get
they
caught
needed
up.
you.
I'm not gonna say that, but I will say I woke them up and led them to their dreams that they have and that they're living right now.
So how comes they wouldn't? Why wouldn't you say they needed you? Your ingredient in the recipe of where the success is today.
Because that sounds too cocky.
And I respect the humbleness, and that's what's
Right.
continue to bless you and keep your blessings
Right.
going. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Right.
Leave it alone. I respect that.
Right.
So, speaking of that, you left boxing for 3 years.
Yeah. So I got frustrated. So I was the guy that owned the gym. Then I ended up training fighters. Then one of the coaches was like, look, man, you should put on a show. Okay, well, I looked into it, see how it was done. So I started putting amateur shows together. That's how I started, putting amateur shows together. Did that, and then it was like, you're doing amateur, why don't you try a pro? So I hooked up with a guy down in York named Julio Alvarez, and he was a promoter, and we did a show together. And the first show I ever did was downtown in front of the courthouse outside. And I called it Judgment Day.
Oh shit!
Now I'm Avery. Your friendship with Avery has, I was able to come to one of your events, and I enjoyed myself thoroughly. With all the moving parts and pieces, selling tickets, getting sponsorships, all the things that you have to do. Do you have a team, or is this something that you embark on your own?
The day of the fight, I have a team.
Okay.
People up there, selling the tickets.
And excuse me, what's great is that most of the parts are rented too, so you could always just for the day. I just need you today.
Right, right. And as a promoter, you want to rent.
That's
you
it.
don't want to own anything.
Exactly.
Because it's too much baggage. You have to. It's too much.
Get in and get it the fuck out.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, but yeah, you have to have a team with you. But as far as like promoting, shit.
What we promoting here today, Jay?
So this is my Jab Promotions cup. This is just my drinking cup. That's all.
You could always bring me one of those. I'd be happy to drink right out of it. Make sure Jab is always getting promoted on set.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Jab promotion. Got my nickname on there. You know.
I was gonna wear the sweatshirt, but it's too
man.
fucking hot for that goddamn
Yeah,
sweater.
get that Jab turned around for the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make sure you follow my man JB, man.
But so yeah, man, you know, I tell people I could put a show together in my sleep.
Is that how thorough you are about it now?
Man, listen, the last 2 shows I made I was driving in the truck with my headset
So let me
put a whole show together.
So let me ask this question. in a perfect light, where do you one day see your promotion company?
In the perfect light, I tell you
can
what,
make it any way. If it could be perfect for you,
I'm working.
describe it.
I'm working on the perfection right now, as we speak.
I feel like.
So I got to deal with. So the gentleman that I hooked up with, he's going to have my next fight is going to be October 26th, 2024.
I will hope to be invited. I
Yeah.
hope we
Oh
can-
yeah, definitely.
We gonna be
Yeah.
Say no more.
So he got it to where it's going to be live on stream live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And then that Wednesday, after the fight on Saturday, it's going to be on ABC 27.
Let's not gloss over the streaming aspect. That's huge for
It's
your
huge.
business.
It's huge. And but it's tape delayed on a regular channel.
But now you're global.
Yeah.
Right. So the goal is to get syndicated after we do this show.
Yeah.
Now once I get syndicated, he was like, Jason, he said these networks might start paying you to have your fights.
Hell yeah.
So that perfection, I'm working on it.
Speak it into existence, Jay.
Yeah,
Talk about
yeah.
it every day.
Right.
Bring it up.
Right.
We'll play this over and over again.
So being that you say you put shit together in your head, like how do you maintain that, like promoting and working a full-time job? Like how do you juggle that?
That's called passion, by the way.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
So-
there's a word for that.
So boxing is not a job.
I mean, you know me, I love boxing.
Right.
I love it.
It's not work for me.
what's up.
Driving the truck is work.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When you'll do something for free and,
Yeah.
and start from the bottom, that's not work.
Yeah, and when you're doing something that you love,
Yeah.
it's not work.
Passion.
It's
Man.
just like I said, I could put anything together. I have promoters around the country that talk to me and give me light and want to work with me and things like that. So
you know, as a boxing fan,
Right.
My bad.
No,
As
hey,
a
go ahead.
boxing fan, I got 2 questions for you.
okay,
One, for you also. 'cause
I'm
we watch.
listening. I'm listening.
Who got the best jab in the business?
Larry Holmes.
There you go, my man.
I don't deny that. I don't deny that. That's a powerful punch that man is packing right there.
Another question.
Uh-huh.
All right. If you was coaching Benjamin Whitaker,
I would tell him to tone it down because
Yeah,
one day
all that monkey shit,
you're gonna meet that guy.
yeah,
You're gonna meet him.
patience.
Just like Naseem Ahmed met the little Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Showboating only goes so far.
It only goes so, and you only can do it against lesser competition.
Yes.
Bro, listen.
And you better know they're lesser competition
Exactly.
that
Watching
night.
this fight, that's the first thing I thought it was you. I was like, I wonder what Jay would tell this
No,
motherfucker.
I'm totally. I don't mind certain fighters doing little things,
Yeah.
but that's overboard what he's doing.
Now, let me interrupt real quick, Jay. Let me do this before I say this. You said you could do it in your sleep as far
Right.
as putting an entire event together and
Yes.
things like that. So that means even negotiating contracts and stuff
Right.
is nothing for you.
Right.
So let's negotiate real quick. You have to come back on the show.
Oh yeah,
35 minutes, 30 minutes
yeah.
just does not do your skill
No
justice.
man, nah. I need a segment, brother.
We can like this can go on for about hours.
Yeah,
To be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's real
Just sipping the yak and just
Yeah.
burning some cigars. We could do this for a while.
because I jumped over a lot of things,
But you know what?
but I'm giving you the substance of what I'm doing.
A conversation though allows us to go back,
Right.
visit, and
Right.
that's what we need to set up for another time.
Yes.
Because I'm even looking at my notes and realizing we are not even touching the court.
Right,
So
right.
let me just say this much as well. You said something to me when we were behind the scenes, and you said your life is a documentary. It's nothing short of that. Anyone that can talk about the Army, going to college, running for mayor, the grind, living in another, just creating their own business.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're sitting here because the business you started and set out to become as big as you want it to be. That's no small step to take. You got to have a lot of fucking cojones, if you know what I'm saying.
Listen, man. Listen, there was a guy that told me, "Don't nobody want to fight on your bullshit ass jab promotions card."
That should live as motivation. And I know you, based on what we've talked about, that you use that every day.
So 9 fights later,
still using it. I love it. Love it. When can we get you back on set, man? The audience, they're going to love you, by the way. They're going to love you, by the way, because they're like, dude, what are you doing? Feet, stop it. But we have other guests. This is a scheduling issue today. But I'm mad that I'm even saying these words to myself right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So can we get you back on there anytime?
Listen, I'm off on Saturday and Sundays.
Say no more, man.
So yes, you can come. You can anytime. I'll be up here. It's just so much more to talk about.
Then Jay, listen. You tell me when you would like to stop back in, even next week, and we'll make it happen just that quick.
Man, next week, because people will say, "Yo, I want to hear the rest of the stuff you have to say."
I want to hear the rest of what you got to say, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Big J Bryan on set. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you're dropping some gems out there in the comment section too. This man really has a lot going on. Show him some love and support. Hey, you got anything else you want to wrap up?
Oh, I'm just saying. I was doing some research, like Morehouse, right? Spelman College.
Oh, listen. Now, I was at Freaknik '96. We're not going to talk about any of that now, though. But Spelman was.
Spelman, you know what Spelman is, right?
Oh, you not following your own conversation?
Hold on. But I'm saying.
Does he not, do you follow me?
He's at Freaknik.
Okay.
No, not that.
Oh, we're in college, brother. What are you talking about?
But you know who the college is named after?
No, I do not.
Rockefeller's wife.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I thought you was gonna tell me something special about Jay.
Fucking Rockefeller. Well, by Jay, he fucking hold all the records.
Listen, when you said Spelman, I perked up. Like my day completely changed. I had memories of being right down in that little spot.
It was named after Rockefeller's fucking.
Spelman is only important not for Rockefeller.
I know it's
all women's college in Atlanta, all beautiful black women, by the way.
Can I leave y'all with this?
What's up?
So, I leave tiny Stilton, tiny Harrisburg
to go to ATism.
I go to ATL. You got Morehouse. And mind you, this is all within a mile radius.
Yes.
Yeah.
Morehouse, across the parking lot is Spelman.
Yes.
On the backside of Spelman is Clark Atlanta. And then around the corner is Morris Brown. 2 miles up the road is Georgia Tech.
Say no more.
Downtown sat right there. We had Georgia State.
Listen. If anybody can tell me out there, drop in the comment section, Freaknik 96, Freaknik 96, holla at your boy. It's probably the last great one, by the way. So holla at your boy, man.
Yeah,
but listen,
true.
Jay, thank you so much. And oh yeah, by the way, right now, right here, he's coming back next week. So be prepared, all right?
Yes.
We're gonna finish this.
And next week, man, we need a touch. So
we're gonna touch.
Yeah, we're gonna touch.
We'll let you structure it. Yeah. How about that? The man who ran Familiar, the man who runs his business. I mean, he loves control. So we're gonna give you control of the entire interview.
Yeah, because I want to talk about the ups and downs because they ain't all been glory.
Oh yeah.
So let's get into it.
We get to that.
And the part 2, I don't think can cover your entire story.
Right.
So are we gonna shake hands and make an official documentary out of this thing?
Brother.
We're gonna make a documentary for your life or what? I'm dead serious. I don't bring it up. I don't bring anything up on air that I don't.
Me too. And you got all the coaches. They'll be glad to speak about everything that's going on. I'm gonna leave it. I know you got to go.
Take yourself.
Somebody said something to me a couple weeks ago, and I looked at them like, "But
say it."
They said, "Look, man. You know everything that's happening right now with this boxing. Even if you're not part of it, it's because of you." He said, "You revitalized this shit."
Yeah, you did.
And I was like, "Damn." I'll be in the gym, and I'll say something to Jose, one of the guys that started out with me, with Pacheco. Well, they're all on their own now. But I say, we got kids in here, 15, 16 years old, 12, 13. I said, they wasn't even born when we started this.
Wow.
So we're doing generations now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
it's all crazy. About being an influential person, man.
It's
and
crazy.
Your hard work is what put you in this position.
Yeah.
And you're a humble man, but listen, hear it from us. Continue the hard work and the grind you're putting in, brother.
Yep, no doubt.
Thank you for bringing that to the city, man.
Yep.
I on a night I wasn't doing anything, your event was the one thing I was able to go enjoy.
Nice. I appreciate the support.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, I appreciate the support. And, you know, if it was that last one, I was kind of disappointed because the boxing commission kind of ruined my show. It was a new guy. He came in trying to strong arm, but he came down to his senses now. So we're good.
That's what we need to. Let's get everything geared up for part 2.
Yep.
I want to get into details. Now that they've had an introduction, they'll understand the levels that we're going to go to in our next conversation.
Sounds good.
Jay, my pleasure having you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Avery had the same pleasure as well. Double tap, yo, like, comment, subscribe.
Let's go.
I'm from the dirty, my fingernails dirty, cause I'm always hands on. Always in a hurry, I'm stacking the money, but grind like the band's gone.